This is Showtime Sean Porter, and you are watching Heavy Bag Boxing.
You too.
Now that's diabolical.
Diabolical. What up, YouTube? Big Tszyu Heavy Bag Boxing TV. Man, if you don't get your goof ass in here and hit the bag, catch me for the first time, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, make sure it's black. So when I drop, man, you come hang out with your boy. All right, man, Tszyu, one of the channel faves, Tszyu. It looks like he's got that Muratalla fight in the bag. All right, last time I was talked about Tszyu, I reported to you that that fight could potentially go to Purse Big September the 5th, but they have struck a deal. That's right, No Limit in main event. They came together and struck a deal for Tszyu and Bakra Muratalla. It's going to be going down October the 19th down in Orlando, Florida, PBC on Prime. All right, this fight is in fact happening for Tszyu. And listen, again, if you're Tszyu, you happy as shit. You're ecstatic, man. Coming off a loss, a freak accident cut that led to an extremely close split decision loss to a Sebastian Fundora. You pull out of the Virgil Ortiz fight only for better things to open up, and that's a shot at another world championship title to attempt to become a two-time world champion at 154 against somebody whom is strong. Listen, before I did this video, I had to go and do my homework, and I always urge you guys, do your homework. Muratalla, man, tough son of a bitch from what I've seen, especially in this last scrap for the IBF title. In that 11th round knockdown, it appears that this dude has dynamite in both hands. So it should be a firefight between him and Tszyu. This kid, as well as Tszyu, not much of a back foot fighter, not exactly what you would call light on their toes. So I'm looking for this fight, unless somebody adopts the hit and not get hit or a stick and move over the next month or so. I'm expecting fireworks in this fight for sure. Now, I do believe this is an extremely winnable fight for Tszyu, and it puts him right back on track and right back in the mix at 54 as being one of the, if not the top guys. But what's interesting is this. What's extremely interesting is this. Dan Rafael via the Fight Freaks Unite Substack confirmed from sources that Turki Alalshikh had hoped Tszyu would leave the Muratalla fight and agree to fight Terrence Crawford in February. Now, that would have been a long time out of the ring for, of course, a Tszyu, whom we have gotten used to being one of the, if not the most active fighter in the sport of boxing, right? I think Tim had fought like 4 or 5 times over the last 11 months prior to the Sebastian Fundora fight, or including that fight. So you're telling an extremely active fighter not to fight until next year, which I believe would happen. Now, I would have been right if Tszyu was actually dealing with the Turki Alalshikh and really wanted that Terrence Bud Crawford fight next. He would have been out of the ring until February, right? The first quarter of next year. But because he wants to stay active and he has an opportunity to pick up a belt, that way roads for unification has to lead through Tszyu. And listen, you can't be mad at that. If this is chess, you want to position yourself, with a title, bottom line. And that prompted, the Turki Alalshikh speaking to Fight Hub and saying, I will not work with Tszyu. Let him do it his way. He doesn't understand. Now, unfortunately, for Turki Alalshikh, you got to respect the fact that the man wants to stay busy. And if he actually fights in October, I don't see why he wouldn't be able to fight in February. Again, this is Tszyu, who's always extremely active. We know him for being active. If he is successful against Muratalla October the 19th. I think he'd be ready and primed and good to go for a February date with Terrence Crawford. I don't think it stops that fight from happening if he takes the Muratalla fight. In fact, again, if he gets through Muratalla, that sets the Terrence Crawford fight up to even be bigger because it would be a unification fight. Now, I've been pro Turki Alalshikh. You've seen me come on my channel with a damn schmog on top of my head repping for Turkey. But in this instance, I would have to disagree with the Turkey as far as not wanting to work with Tszyu. Now, we don't know how deep that means because, you know, sometimes because there's a language barrier, he may be saying things in English that may not necessarily translate into where he actually feels. Maybe he just doesn't want to work with Tszyu at this time, but when the time is right, and that's a fight that Crawford's asking for, he'll be able to help deliver that fight. We'll see. But that's all I got for you about Tszyu for now, man. Back in the mix big time. We'll see him October 19th for IBF attempt at his second world title at 54. All right. That's all I got. Big T.O. heavy bag. You know who I got, man. Talk to him, Roger.
Most motherfuckers don't know shit about boxing.